What does it cost to close on a house? Stick around as we get into that in the question of the day. What's going on, guys? Matt in the hat. Matt Johnson Real Estate, powered by Keller Williams Diamond Partners. You are tuned in to the hot list. I come to you on Monday through Friday around 12 o'clock Central Standard Time. We hang out and talk real estate. We talk properties new to the market with recent price reductions or something unique about the property that I want to share with y'all and want y'all to know. I also answer a question of the day that is submitted by a listener of the podcast. And to find out how you get your question answered on air, just hang out till the end. Finally, I recognize and thank a sponsor of the week each and every single week. If you're curious how you could become a sponsor of the week and support the hot list, just stick around for a few minutes and I will get you that info. So happy day after Super Bowl. I'm curious, for those that watched it, who did you root for? Did your team win? Let me know in the comments. I know for my wife, who is a huge Chiefs fan, she was let down and disappointed. And then I have some other friends that are Bucks fans, and of course they were excited. So let me know what you guys think, who you were rooting for, and how it turned out for you. The property that we're talking about today is a newly listed property. The address is 721 Sunnyslope Street, right here in Emporia. I've included a link in the description that'll take you right to my website so you can check out the pictures of the property for yourself. This house is a 3-bed, 2-bath house. It's got 1,468 square feet of finished space, currently listed for $129,900, courtesy of Farm and Home Real Estate. So this house is a bungalow style house. It's got an attached single car garage. They've got a number of recent updates all throughout the property to include hardwood, carpet, some paint as well. The property is also got a fence around the backyard, and it's got a laundry / mudroom right off of the garage. So, or in the back of the house. Sorry. Also has a covered front porch and a patio out back. So all you got to do is just click on the link. Like I said, it'll take you right to my website so you can see the property for yourself and you can see what pictures are available. The link will work while this house is available. Once it goes under contract, the house will no longer be available, so the link will no longer work. If you have any questions about the property, or if you are a pre-approved buyer that is not currently working with an agent and have some questions and would like to schedule a showing, let me know and we can absolutely get that set up. Before I get to the question of the day, I do want to recognize and thank our sponsor of the week this week, and that is Brock Sheldon with Assurance Financial. I spent some time getting to know him over the last couple weeks, and he recently educated me on a program that he's come up with and he designed as well. He works, like I said, for Assurance Financial. You can call him directly at 620-757-6436. I've included a link in the description that will take you right to his Facebook page so you can get some additional information as well as his contact information and his website as well. So just as a thank you, what he's done is he's put together a thank you for teachers and educators, because as we all know, they are a huge backbone and support of our society. They do a lot to help. I know there's been a number of teachers and educators over the years that have taken a chance on me and helped me throughout the process as well. So if you just contact him, he can get you some more information about the program as far as down payment assistance or first-time homebuyer programs, and he would be happy to speak with you about what he has in great detail. He can explain it a whole lot better than I can. I absolutely guarantee it. He is the professional. So I would recommend starting with him, and he will absolutely get you set up and get you rolling. If you're curious about becoming a sponsor of the week and supporting the hot list, all you have to do is shoot me a message here on Facebook or wherever you're listening to this. Just drop it in the comments, and I would be happy to have a quick conversation with you, let you know what it takes to become a sponsor of the week and support the hot list. If that's something that you're interested in, we can get you on the schedule and proceed from there. All right, so this brings us to my favorite portion of the day, which is the question of the day. The question of the day is submitted by a listener of the podcast. So each and every day, every week that I do this, the questions I answer are from listeners and supporters of the hot list. If you want your question or have a question about real estate in general, not sure where to start, I would love for you to start with me, shoot me a message about your question. I will not only get that answered for you, use that for content such as this video and this episode, because if you have that question, there's a high chance that others will have this question as well. And I want to do what I can to reach out to as many folks as I can get in front of and help educate people along the way. So the question of the day: what does it cost to close on a house? It should be no secret that when shopping for a house, it can be trying and it can be exhausting, especially when your dream home is tricky to find in your price range. Don't get me wrong, I know you're going to find one. Everybody finds the right home for them, but maybe you find yourself cutting it a little close on cash if you haven't properly prepared financially. So consider this episode like a pre-purchase checklist, because for sellers, for the most part, closing is a fairly simple process, and many times that you walk away with a check in hand after everything's been recorded and funded. For buyers, however, typically this is one of the largest expenses of their lives. Hopefully you know that it's going to be pricey, that your lender has already kind of prepared you for this, and in doing so, it's a little bit of a easier pill to swallow if you're completely ready for everything going forward in the transaction, because there's more to paying for a new home than just coming up with the down payment. And that was one of the things years ago that Lisa and I didn't know about. We got blindsided by some of the expenses. Most borrowers will have additional expenses to cover on the big day. Generally, you can expect to pay about 3 to 6% on top of what you've already saved. So what we're going to cover today are the 4 most common closing expenses. Number 1, we're going to start with real estate related expenses. Again, hopefully your lender has already braced you for this so you don't get sticker shock or price shock once you get the settlement statement before your actual closing. They should have disclosed fees that they collect, which are fees for the actual work when they create the home loan. There may be some other fees related to your home loan as far as appraisals, if you're getting a loan, not paying cash for it, inspections, whether that's a whole home inspection or individual inspections like roof, electrical, plumbing, and HVAC. And then finally, any other repairs that weren't negotiated or you as the buyer chose to pay for. Number 2 are loan related fees. Haven't talked to a lender yet? Well, this week that can change with our sponsor of the week, Brock Sheldon, who is a loan officer with Assurance Financial. Again, all you have to do is call him 620-757-6436. You might be surprised at some of the fees that are charged if you're not prepared for that or not expecting that, because for a loan to be taken from an initial dream to a big investment, there is going to be a process and some money involved. There's an application fee which is generally required to start the process. This covers items like the running of your credit report and initial loan processing. There are sometimes some other fees involved in there, like prepaid interest that will accumulate between the day that you close and the date of your first payment, loan origination, if there's any discount points that you're buying to buy a lower interest rate, and any type of additional mortgage fees. For a general idea of fees, I would again recommend starting with your lender. Contact your lender and ask them so they can give you a breakdown of what you're going to be looking at, so you're not blindsided, to come up with however much the day before closing. Number 3 on the list is going to be prepaid escrow expenses. These are going to be items like taxes and homeowners insurance that are generally paid from an escrow account. So you have to put money into an escrow account to get it created and kick things off. Initial deposits will be based on locations, wherever you live. So it can be anywhere from the first 2 months clear up to a full year of both your taxes and homeowners insurance being collected. So be prepared for that. Again, it varies wherever you live. The lender that you speak with, they can let you know for sure. Also, they'll let you know about mortgage insurance, because this will have to be collected up front as well. So if you don't have so much money down, you might have the PMI payment on there, and that can add up there as well. So make sure you talk to your lender. And finally, number 4, title related fees. Wouldn't it be awesome if we lived in a world where you could trust the seller and they could guarantee you could buy and own their home without complications? How badass would that be? Well, unfortunately, I think we all know that world does not exist, which is why title searches and title insurance do exist. These fees ensure that you're able to buy a house without anyone else having a legal claim to it at a later date. Speaking from experience, this can only complicate ownership, especially when it comes to settling estates. A lender is only going to approve a loan once they know that there is a clear title on that property. So title searches are going to track down all people who have owned that property before you, and then title insurance will protect you, the buyer, against any problems that are accumulated on the title over time. I absolutely recommend getting both of these done, whether you are working with the for sale by owner, whether you're buying it from a family member. Get a lender or get a title company involved for title search as well as title insurance, because I've seen and heard too many bad situations about not having title insurance, and for what you pay for it, that peace of mind is absolutely priceless. Because I've had buyers that have lost out on houses because they had a surprise when they bought theirs they didn't know of, go to sell it, do the initial title paperwork, and find out there's a surprise that they haven't known about. So please get a title company involved and have them do title search as well as pay for that title insurance. It is optional. I highly recommend it. So those are the four common closing expenses. Again, number 1, real estate expenses are going to be items like appraisals, inspections, and any repairs you, the buyer, pay. Number 2 is loan related fees, as far as the application fee, any type of prepaid interest or loan origination. Number 3 is going to be escrow expenses, which are going to be items like taxes, homeowners insurance, and maybe mortgage insurance as well. And then finally, number 4, title related fees, which are going to be title searches and title insurance to cover you should something surprise you and catch you off guard when it comes down to it. So that is going to wrap it up for me today. Thank you guys for tuning in and listening to the Hot List. Again, I'm your host, Matt Johnson with Keller Williams Realty. I do this because your experience matters and should be trusted with a veteran. Y'all have a phenomenal Monday, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.